I think Scott's impact as a leader is that he has come into the, he's been in office during some challenging times.
We've had healthcare reform, we've had therapy cap issues repeatedly, legislative battles.
Probably the biggest one that people are most familiar with, I think, is he set the stage to take on this comprehensive governance review.
He's nudged us forward to get started with a lot of initiatives that we've needed to do and move forward on, and he's given us that push that we've needed.
Scott's impact as a leader has been one to pull very diverse groups together to move the association forward and change. And I think he's done a great job at maintaining balance with change.
It's been really wonderful to watch how he has helped us manage so much change in this period, to do it calmly, to listen to lots of differing opinions, try to move forward, keeping everybody, not everybody happy, but everybody moving forward, recognizing how important it is to move forward, but not leaving anybody behind.
He is governed with such, in my 2 years, such integrity and a commitment to doing the right thing always, and to being transparent and involving as many people in the conversation as he can.
Well, Scott has taught me a lot about what it means to maintain grace when the chips are down, what it means to see through the fog of a situation and really just get some clarity before moving on.
When I think of Scott, I think of constancy. He uses one set of rules, and it attributes to his fairness. And it's not that he reacts the same way in all situations, but he uses the same rules. And he's very true to that. And it's not that you can anticipate how he's going to react, but you can trust it.
You know, anytime he puts an idea forth, you know he's got the heart of the profession and the heart of us as professionals at the forefront.
Scott's thoughtful. He likes to bring people together and get a consensus. I think that just to look at Scott in action and watch him in action, you get a sense of who he is and how he likes to bring people together.
I think Scott brings a quiet leadership. I think that he always has the profession at the forefront. I think that he represents us as someone who is a listener. He listens to everyone and is a collaborator.
He has just led from a position of calmness and just intellectual honesty, and I think it's just so refreshing that he has managed to maintain that throughout his presidency and throughout his service to the association.
He truly cares about people. You can see it in everything he does. Even when he has to do things that he knows makes people unhappy, he does it reluctantly because of how he cares about individuals.
I've seen him in meetings, I've seen members come up and talk to him, and I think that's a very endearing quality for a leader to have, to not give that air that he is. You know, we talk about being a member-driven organization, and I think Scott really epitomizes that with his openness and willingness and availability to communicate with members.
Scott is a public servant for the sake of being a servant for the membership, for his contingency. He really serves truly from his heart, and he's there for the right reasons, and he's done the right things because of that. When I think of Scott, I think of, well, you can't help but say bad jokes.
He's got a very strange sense of humor, which I think is good to have in a leader. He doesn't mind being at times self-deprecating, but he does it in a very funny way. You know, with that wry smirk. It's the only way and I can't simulate it, but he has a smirk that you just kind of look at him and go, oh God, really?
I think we share the sense of humor in it quantity over quality. I think he tends to just throw enough stuff out there, and eventually he may hit it just right and something might be funny, or eventually these people will laugh to maybe he'll stop trying to be funny now.
Scott's a really bad joke teller, but he really likes telling bad jokes. which makes it even more entertaining.
Well, of course, I think when you think of Scott, of course, bad jokes are the first thing you think about with Scott, you know, but just his lightheartedness and his approach to life, and he's just a very, very kind human being.
Goofy. Scott's goofy. Scott's lovable. Scott's sensitive and kind.
When I think of Scott Ward, I think of the letter F. 3 F's actually: fairness, family, and fishing. And fairness because he always tries to strike a balance. Even in the toughest of situations, he's always looking to see a balanced point of view. Family because his face lights up when he talks about Diane and their girls. And fishing because that's where he gets peace. And he probably was the poster child for A River Runs Through It, although I doubt Brad Pitt knows that.
I see him in an ex officio outfit, that outdoor attire that's kind of weather repellent in any kind of sun, water, rain. That's what kind of Scott wears in his off time, and he's very comfortable in that. So I'd never seen that attire before I met Scott.
I think of a dedicated, committed professional. I think of a friend, and someone that really is looking for the good of the profession and moving us forward in all practice settings.
I think of kind. He is one of the kindest people I've ever known, and I think of patient because he has an amazing amount of patience. You kind of think of the many faces of Scott, and you think of Scott happy, and you see that big grin that he has. You think of Scott kind of on the goofy side when he tells one of his incredibly funny jokes, and you see that big grin. You think of Scott mad, and nothing comes to mind because Scott really has such a calm demeanor. He is always kind and always reflective and thoughtful, so I can't really think of him mad.
Scott, thank you for your amazing commitment to our organization and our profession, and being a great mentor and being an upbeat leader.
I've never known anybody that's more passionate about the profession than you are, and I think that has shown in everything that you've done.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate your friendship and your mentorship.
I know that whatever comes next, you're going to tackle it with as much fun and grace and enjoyment as you have brought to your presidency.
I wish you the ability to go in peace, go fly fishing, go skiing, spend time with Diane and the girls, and I look forward to our next meeting together.
Thank you, Scott, for your leadership.
Thank you for all your years of dedicated service.
Thanks for your friendship and your mentoring over the years.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott Ward.
Thank you, Scott. It has been awesome. Thank you for everything you've done, and we wish you all of the best.
Godspeed, my friend.
In true Scott spirit, what do you get from a pampered cow? Spoiled milk.
Okay, Scott, this one's for you. Why did the elephant sit on the marshmallow? No answer. He didn't want to fall into the cocoa.
What do you call cheese that isn't yours? Nacho cheese.
I was asked to tell a bad joke in your honor, Scott, and I just can't do it justice like you. Either you're getting better with your timing, or I've accommodated to how really bad your jokes are, and it's not so bad anymore. So, good job.
Now here's the last one. So, by the way, do you know how many communists it takes to change a light bulb?
No, how many?
None. Because to turn the light bulb, it contains the seeds of its own revolution.
Oh, jeez.
It's bad.
I love it.
Do you know how many football players it takes to change a light bulb?
No.
The whole team, and they get 2 semester credit hours for it too.
Let's go.
Okay, sorry.